Vaughn, Hillyard, let me read you this statement just out from President Biden. Jill and I were heartbroken to learn of the violent attack at a security checkpoint on the U.S. Capitol grounds, which killed Officer William Evans of the U.S. Capitol Police and left a fellow officer fighting for his life. We send our heartfelt condolences to Officer Evans' family and everyone grieving his loss. We know what a difficult time this has been for the Capitol, everyone who works there, and those who protect it. I've been receiving ongoing briefings from my Homeland Security advisor and will be getting further updates as the investigation proceeds. He goes on to express the nation's gratitude to all of the law enforcement officers protecting the building, the Capitol Police, the National Guard, Immediate Response Force, and others who quickly responded to this attack. As we mourn the loss of yet another courageous Capitol Police officer, I've ordered that the White House flags be lowered to half-mast.
Nicole, we bear witness here today to another procession, this of Officer Billy Evans. It was just 3 months ago that I was standing on these various streets and watched another procession go by, that for Officer Brian Sicknick, who passed away from the January 6th insurrection. There were two other officers here, one officer from the Metropolitan Police Department who passed away of suicide. That gentleman's name was Officer Jeffrey Smith, then another officer, Howard Liebengood. There's been 4 officers here in the D.C. area that have passed away here over the last 3 months. Today it's cold and it's windy outside. This is a police force here, the Capitol Police Force, that has endured a lot over the course of these last 3 months. There was a report just a couple of weeks ago that was released by Lieutenant General Russell Honore, reviewing what happened on January 6th, but also looking at what needed to take place here to protect the Capitol complex, staff, members of Congress. And I actually just got off the phone with Russell Honore, and I asked him the question of what his message would be here to the Capitol Police. And he told me, quote, "You did your job. Hang tough. And let's give praise to the officer, Billy Evans, who lost his life, and take care of his family." Lieutenant General Russell Honore in that report saying that up to 850 positions need to be created here for the Capitol Police. There is a $2 billion supplemental funding bill that is making its way. Our Capitol Hill team has confirmed in Lieutenant General Russell Honore telling me that it is his understanding that most of the recommendations that his group made will be included in that bill. But in the meanwhile, you continue to see essentially a police force here that is trying to keep the members of Congress, staff, maintenance, everybody that works around here, this Capitol complex, safe here while that funding measure is waited on. And what you saw today was one individual, Billy Evans, give his life in order to protect this complex. Nicole.
Vaughn, Hillyard, your reporting, unfortunately, has been mostly tragic from that very spot, but we're grateful to have it. Thank you so much for spending some time with us. Frank Figliuzzi, this is a tweet from, this is a McConnell statement from March 10th. Leader McConnell and National Guard at Capitol, quote, "I think we've overdone it. I just checked earlier this morning. There have been no serious threats against the Capitol. I think we're way overreacting. All this razor wire around the complex reminds me of my last visit to Kabul." Frank Figliuzzi, Capitol was obviously the site of an attack against the country by Trump supporters, and we now know many right-wing militias who remain an enduring threat to the country. But this attack today can't help but renew the debate and the conversation about securing the nation's capital.
Nicole, I am increasingly concerned that politics has entered into security planning and posture. I said a couple of weeks ago on this network in a conversation with Stephanie Ruhle on this very topic of was it too soon to change the perimeter and the posture at the Capitol, and I said things needed to wait until the recommendations in the review completed by General Honore were implemented. And let's remind the viewers of what those recommendations were. There are currently 200 vacancies on the Capitol Police Force. That was true before January 6th, and it's true today. We need about 400 more people to staff a quick reaction force to respond at all times to the Capitol and around the Capitol region. I don't believe those folks have been selected or hired either. I don't believe they figured out which agencies those folks will come from. So the fact that we are talking about moving the perimeter, taking down razor wire, I think is premature. Is there some positive news in this tragedy today? The news would be that this happened at the perimeter, at a perimeter, and not inside the building or closer to the building. And it happened on a day when they're not in session inside the building. But we have not resolved the security issues discovered after January 6th, and it is absolutely irresponsible to talk about this is overkill, there's too much security. We have to secure the iconic symbol of our democracy.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.